Suppose that you have a piece of property and one morning you wake up and realize that your neighbor is doing damage to it. They're dumping chemicals on it, or they're poisoning the water that runs through your backyard. How are you going to deal with this? Today when we talk about law, we tend to discuss laws that are passed by Congress and actions taken by regulatory agencies. But we have in the United States, as a part of our English heritage, the common law. It provides the basis of our ability to sue other people who damage our person or our property. Let's go back 100 years before there was any EPA. There was a farmer in upstate New York who had a little farm. One day he found out that the creek that ran through his property was heavily polluted by a paper mill that had just been built upstream. The water was no longer usable. It would poison his animals and would destroy his crops. The way that he solved it was by going to court. He used the common law to give himself property protection. And the High Court of New York agreed with him. They made the paper mill pay damages to him for what they had done, and they also said the paper mill would be shut down if it could not operate in a manner that did not impose pollution on his farmer. That's not the solution that would come about today. Today, the farmer would have to go to the EPA and ask for them to possibly help solve this problem. However, the paper mill would have received a pollution permit already, allowing them to discharge their wastewater into the creek. Then it would become a fight between the farmer and EPA siding with industry, saying that the amount of pollution they were emptying into the creek was acceptable. Let's compare what happened in that case to a later case that's very famous in legal history. The city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin dumped its raw sewage into Lake Michigan. That's not far from Chicago. So the people in Chicago had to pay to clean up the water before they could drink it. The city of Chicago sued the city of Milwaukee and the Supreme Court agreed. But the Clean Water Act came along. And what the Clean Water Act said is from now on the EPA will decide who gets to dump sewage and how much where. It took 10 years for EPA to get around to giving taxpayer money from around the country to the city of Milwaukee so they would clean up their own sewage. That goes away from the traditional common law principle that you clean up your own mess. Please click here to see how markets can help solve various environmental problems that are of concern to you.